I'm satisfied.
Good. How extremely kind of you. Lady Bracknell, you'll also be pleased to hear that I have in my possession Miss Cardew's certificates of birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles. Both the German and the English variety.
A life crowded with incident, I see. Though perhaps somewhat too exciting for a young girl. I myself am not in favor of premature experiences. Gwendolyn, the time approaches for our departure. We've not a moment to lose. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, I'd better ask you if Miss Cardew has any little fortune?
Oh, only about 1.3 million pounds in the funds, that is all. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. 1.3 million pounds? And in the funds? Oh, Miss Cardew seems to me to be a most attractive young lady. Now that I look at her, few girls of the present day have any really solid qualities. Any of the qualities that last and improve with time. We live, I regret to say, in an age of surfaces. Come over here, dear. Pretty child. Your dress is sadly simple, and your hair seems almost as nature might have left it. But we can soon alter all that. A thoroughly experienced French maid produces a really marvelous result in a very brief space of time. I remember recommending one to young Lady Lansing, and after 3 months, her own husband did not know her.
And after 6 months, nobody knew her.
Kindly turn round, sweet child. Now, the side view is what I want. Yes, quite as I expected. There are distinct social possibilities in your profile. The two weak points in our age are its want of principle and its want of profile. The chin a little higher, dear. Style largely depends on the way the chin is worn. They're worn very high just at present. Algernon.
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the sweetest, prettiest, dearest girl in the whole world, and I don't give 2 pence about social possibilities.
Never speak disrespectfully of society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Dear child, of course you know that Algernon has nothing but his debts to depend upon. But I do not approve of mercenary marriages. When I married Lord Bracknell, I had no fortune of any kind. But I never dreamed for a moment of allowing that to stand in my way. Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
You may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
I think it better take place quite soon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
To speak frankly, I'm not in favor of long engagements. They give people the opportunity of finding out each other's character before marriage.
I apologize for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, but this engagement is entirely out of the question. I am Miss Cardew's ward, and she cannot get married without my consent until she comes of age. That consent I absolutely decline to give.
Upon what grounds, may I ask? Algernon is an extremely, I may almost say, an ostentatiously eligible young man. He has nothing, but he looks everything. What more can one desire?
It pains me very much to have to speak frankly to you, Lady Bracknell, about your nephew, but I don't approve at all of his moral character. In fact, I suspect him of being untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon. Impossible, he's an Oxonian.
I fear there can be no possible doubt about the matter. Yesterday, on my temporary absence in London on an important question of romance, he obtained access to my house under the false pretense of being my brother. He drank, as I've just been informed by my butler, an entire pint bottle of Perrier Jouet Brut 89, bottle I was specially reserving for myself. He continued, in the course of the afternoon, to alienate the affections of my only ward. He subsequently stayed to tea, and devoured every single muffin. And what makes his conduct even more heartless is the fact that, in which he knew from the first, was that I have no brother, that I have never had a brother, and that I certainly don't ever intend on having a brother of any kind. I think he distinctly knew himself yesterday afternoon.
After careful consideration, Mr. Worthing, I've decided entirely to overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
How extremely generous of you, Lady Bracknell. My decision, however, remains unalterable. I decline to give my consent.
Come here, sweet child. How old are you, dear?
Well, I'm really only 18, but I always admit to 20 when I go to evening parties.
You are perfectly right in making some slight alteration. Indeed, no woman should ever be quite accurate about her age. It looks so calculating. 18, but admitting to 20 at evening parties. It will not be very long before you are of age and free from the restraints of tutelage. So I don't think your guardian's consent is, after all, a matter of any importance.
I apologize for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, again, but I feel it only fair to tell you that according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Cardew doesn't legally come of age until she is 35.
That does not seem to me to be a grave objection. 35 is a very attractive age. London society is full of women of the very highest birth who have, of their own free choice, remained 35 for years. Lady Dumpleton is an instance in point. To my own knowledge, she's been 35 ever since she arrived at the age of 40, which was many years ago now. I see no reason why our dear Cecily should not be even still more attractive at the age you mentioned than she is at present. There will be a large accumulation of property.
Algie, could you wait for me till I was 35?
Of course I could, Cecily. You know I could.
Yes, I felt it instinctively, but I couldn't wait that long. I can't wait even 5 minutes for anyone. It makes me rather cross. I may not be punctual myself, but I do like punctuality in others, and waiting, even to be married, is quite out of the question.
And what is to be done, Cecily?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew states positively that she cannot wait until she is 35, a remark which I am bound to say seems to me to display a somewhat impatient nature. I would beg of you to reconsider your decision.
But, Lady Bracknell, the matter is entirely in your hands. For the moment that you give consent to my marriage to Gwendolen, I will gladly allow your nephew to form an alliance with my ward.
You must be quite aware that what you propose is out of the question.
Then a passionate celibacy is all that any of us will have to look forward to.
That is not the destiny I propose for Gwendolen. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come, dear. We have already missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christening, sir. Is that not somewhat premature?
Both these gentlemen express a desire for immediate baptism.
At their age, the idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses. Lord Bracknell would be highly displeased if he learned that was the way in which you were wasting your time and money.
Am I to understand there to be... Oops,
Oh, sorry.
sorry. Am I to understand there to be no baptisms at all?
I don't think as things are now it would be of much practical value to either of us. Sorry.
It grieves me to hear such sentiment from you, Mr. Worthing. Say savor of the heretical views of the Anabaptists, the very views that I have completely refuted in full of my own public sermons. However, as you assume your mood seems to be one peculiarly secular, I will return to the church. Indeed, I have just been informed by the pew opener that for the last hour and a half, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, I am off to join her now.
Pray, allow me to detain you for a moment. This matter may prove to be one of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is this Miss Prism